It appears we are live now. Are we live?
I think I have a pulse. I don't know. The sun's out, so I'm not a vampire.
So, hello and welcome. This will not be an episode of Adventures in Awful. Rather, we are going to talk to you about how to publish your book on Kindle. Special thanks goes out to Eloise for bringing up the topic and asking the questions. So I guess we should give a few minutes to let people filter in before we really get started. I mean, we've only got 6 people right now. How you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I kind of got monkey brain. I'm all over the place. I've got
Explain monkey brain.
My brain is thinking about 5 different things at once. I've been up since 6 a.m., going nonstop, doing different projects, and I've hardly had anything to eat. I've had a monster and like half a serving of last night's leftovers, and that's all I've been running on today. So I am all over the place.
Oh, so this is going to be a very interesting show then.
Yes, probably.
Are you just going to go off on weird tangents for no reason?
It'll be I will think there's a reason.
So we'll be talking about publishing on Kindle, and out of nowhere, you're just going to go off on this weird tangent about taking a weed whacker to somebody's head.
But that's not a weird tangent. That actually makes sense.
How does it make sense?
Well, if they don't publish your book, there are consequences.
There are consequences, damn it. Okay, so we've got 6 people in the chat. That's just not enough yet. Hey, can you guys go to your social media? You know the routine. Tell everyone we're live because Amazon isn't going to.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh yeah, that is yeah. I should say thank you.
You should say thank you. That would be thoughtful.
That would be thoughtful, yes.
But by the way, you may hear us say to each other, "That would be thoughtful." It's a joke. It's a long-standing joke that we have had of that
takes way too long to explain.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 12 people in. Let's repeat one more time. We are going to be talking about how to publish your book on Kindle.
Yes.
And please go to your social media and say, hey, they're on the air right now. No, seriously. Do it now. All right. Oh, it's Cat and the Boob Guy.
Hey, Chicken Sith, how you doing?
Okay.
I keep meaning to ask, is Chicken Sith also your cool trucker handle?
That's a good question. Actually, that would be awesome. You just kind of tune in. Oh, this is Chicken Sith.
Yeah.
Of course, apparently, it's nothing like the movies.
No.
It's nothing like BJ and the Bear.
No, I'm thinking of Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh. I kind of imagine Chicken Sith riding down the road, like Jack Burton.
Yeah.
Narrating his life, gun by his side, weird monster in the back.
Well, it's a lot better than Buffalo Bill from what's that film? Ben Murphy.
That's not Buffalo. That was Buffalo.
Oh, it was Buffalo. No, his name was Buffalo Bill.
Oh,
they
really?
called him Buffalo. Really? Yeah, it kind of has whole new meaning.
Wow. Oh, Riding with Death.
There you go. Thank you.
The MST3.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Otherwise known as the Gemini Man.
The Gemini Man, yes, which claims to be based on a H.G. Wells story, but isn't.
It is a small sneeze after reading the Invisible Man on a script. That is what it is.
All right. So we're going to talk about publishing on Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to the basics here. How do you set up a pen name?
Well, the great thing about Kindle is when you are inputting the information on the book, you can put the name of the author and you can have it be whatever you want it to be. So it's as easy as just making one up and putting it into the field. That your pen name will show up in the Kindle catalog, but that's not what is going to show up on your paychecks, basically.
Right. And there is a function for pen names, so you can have multiple because they understand how that works.
Yeah, they have a also known as, and you can pick which name you want to go by.
Would you recommend having separate pen names on separate accounts? No, you can have it all under one account. Also, you want it that way because the way that it works is you build up a certain amount of money, then they pay you, right?
Correct.
And if you have them in separate accounts, it's going to take a lot longer. Where if you have like 20 books under one account with 20 different pen names, they all go into the same pool. You get paid sooner.
Plus, this way you don't have 20 different invoices you have to keep track of. You don't have 20 different accounts you have to look at and see what's going on. You can do it all under the same account. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and there will not be any bleed over. No one will know, like, if you have one account where it's Aloise and it's you writing under your own name, and then you have another one where Dick Steele's romance novels, there will be no way anyone knows you're both people.
Correct. There's no crossover based on the fact that your books are published from the same account. Their algorithms go by the name, the genre. Is it part of the same series? That's what their algorithms go by.
Yeah, they go by that and keywords.
Yeah, and keywords. Yes, definitely keywords.
But while we're at it, let's do something very quickly here. And this does relate. All right. Speaking of publishing on Kindle, go over to Kindle right now and buy Scars by none other than J.Ishiro Finney, the guy who likes the boobs. I mean, seriously, this is my favorite thing I've ever written. It's very personal. It's actual, real sci-fi, but very human. And if you want to understand me, you read this.
It's incredibly heartfelt.
Yes, and you'll feel good afterwards.
You will.
But as I advertise this, one of the most important things on Kindle when you're selling a book is get your readers to review the book. It is absolutely vital that the readers review your book, which means if you guys have read this book and haven't reviewed it, please, for the love of all things that do not suck, go review it. And it can even say something like, I never thought the boob guy could do it, or wow, the boob guy writes great stuff.
Should that now be, Ishi, the boob guy Gray?
That's from earlier today. I thought this guy just liked boobs, but holy shit, can he write?
Should the sign in front of our house then, instead of just saying Fort Gray, it should say Fort Gray, we're stacked?
And we'll give them both barrels.
Give them both barrels.
Kind of like that, actually. They're stacked. Stacked, racked, and
stacked, racked, and yes, and ready to go.
But yeah, and the reason being is the more reviews you get, the more that Amazon will say this kind of person buys this kind of book, and so it'll get a better idea of who to advertise your book to. And if you meet a certain threshold of reviews, at each threshold, Amazon will start promoting your book more and more because they want you to succeed, believe it or not. Unlike YouTube, Amazon wants your book to sell.
Actually, I would say I've used a lot of different programs, a lot of different services, and I've found Amazon is the only one whose ad service works and is worth your money. The only thing I'm going to say about that,
it's not cheap.
It's not that it's not cheap. It's that you can't just put in the money and let it ride. You have to watch it, especially at the very beginning, especially when your book has just gotten out and it hasn't quite figured out the algorithms for who your audience is yet. You got to watch it every single day. Where is it that it's sending your ads to? It is best if you know what your target audience is and make sure you program its system to put your ads in front of your target audience.
Your ads, you can target them to certain readers.
Mm-hmm. You can, and I'm very impressed by the system. I mean, I've been doing this for over 10 years now, and I've watched them build the system. And there was a time where I thought it was a total waste of money to use their system, but they have really worked at it and really worked to make sure that you can tailor it to your needs. And now it is one of the best that's out there. You just got to work it and be prepared to spend some money figuring things out. So make yourself a budget. And figure out how much you can spend a week,
and do not exceed it.
Yeah, do not exceed it. And just understand that the first couple of times that you use the program, you are paying to learn how to do it. But once you get it down, it does work.
And your first few books, you may spend just as much on advertising as you earn.
Yeah.
That is quite typical.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because people need to find out who you are.
Yeah.
It's just part of the game. So again, also the reviews. A long, involved review is always a good thing, but it's not necessary. Ultimately, if you read the book, you like it, just go to the book, go to Scars right now and say, wow, this book was rad. 5 stars. That's all you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Really, that's all that matters. God, do you know I really like boobs? Oh, you just turned red. Oh, see, I can get you. You're the one that's always throwing me off guard. Finally, I got you for once.
That's fine. It's an old picture anyway.
What's wrong with that? You don't like that picture?
It's an old picture.
You don't like it? I like it.
You can like it.
Oh, why don't you like it?
I don't like pictures of me.
Oh, is it that? It's the female thing.
Yeah, I don't like pictures of me.
Yeah, females either love pictures of themselves or they despise them. There's no in between.
Well, also, I don't have that haircut anymore, so.
I liked that haircut. I like the current one better, but I liked that haircut. I think that the bob cut fits you. All right, so why don't you just briefly talk about how to get a Kindle account for publishing?
Actually, it's one of the easiest things in the world. You go to KP Publishing, Kindle Publishing, or KDP Publishing, and sign up. In fact, if you already have an Amazon account and you don't mind it being the same or using the same logins, you can link it to your current Amazon account and you'll automatically be logged in, and that's all you need to do. The only other thing that you would need to do is go to the section and it will tell you what you need to do. That's the other thing, is Amazon will let you know if you're missing things, but you will need to give to them your personal information, mainly your tax information, your social security number, or if you did get an EIN, TIN number, you would need to give that to the system. They are also going to want a bank account if you want a direct deposit. If you do not get a direct deposit, they will send you a check, but they will charge you when they do the checks.
On the road, he is the coach man.
The coach. Oh, that's awesome.
I like that. That's pretty good. So yeah, that's a very easy one. For those of you who are joining us late, we're talking about how to publish your book on Kindle. All the things you need to know, made simple, hopefully. And if you've got questions, please put them in the chat.
And I know some people ask, should they use their social security number? Should they use a TIN or an EIN, number. Really, it depends on how you plan on filing your taxes for your job as a writer, or for the revenue that you receive as a writer. If you want to separate yourself as an individual from your writing, then yeah, I'd say go ahead and get yourself a TIN, EIN number. And basically, your writing, it becomes a sole proprietorship, or if you are going in with other people, other types of businesses, I highly recommend that you take a basic course in business. If you're not quite sure what you want to do, there's a lot of them that are for free online. In fact, I think LinkedIn has a couple that are free. Otherwise, there are books that you can get. But basically, if you want to separate yourself from it so that your earnings and and what you spend is separate from yourself, yeah, go ahead and get a TIN, EIN. Otherwise, if you are filing your taxes and you're going to file as, freelance, or, have it all together, go ahead and use your social security number. I'm sure people will tell you that there's a right and a wrong way. I'm going to say there's really no wrong way. There's just better ways for you. And that's why I recommend doing some research. Joni, I take most of your advice is relevant to Americans on the economic bank end. What about writers abroad?
Far as I understand, it's not all that different.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I guess the main thing would be in the United States, we have a social security number or a tax code ID,
Mm-hmm.
and then the bank account. So it would really be how your country handles the taxes.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
Taxes, and how your country sees you as an individual going it alone without a company. Some countries, you need to become a company. Some don't. So find out what the tax laws are for your country.
From what I understand, in the UK, it's almost identical, the way you just set it up. So it shouldn't be an issue. The European Union might make it more complicated because they're regulating the shit out of everything there. And if you want to sell anything, it's regulated to hell, and it's not very kind to entrepreneurs, apparently. So you might have some issues in outside the UK. I've heard that Japan is pretty much the same thing, very effective, very easy to do.
And I completely 100% agree with Chicken Sith. Nick Cole has a couple of good videos on the topic. In fact, I've chatted with Nick Cole about it.
Nick's the man.
Yeah, Nick is the man. But besides the fact that he's made bank publishing on Kindle, he knows his shit. So
he made bank because he realized, okay, people really want Star Wars and they don't want to be preached at. And he said, I got it. I'll make a gritty, conservative Star Wars.
Yes.
And my God, now he's rich.
Yes.
And he called it Galaxy's Edge. And then Star Wars used the name.
Yep.
And apparently there's something going on.
There's something going on.
But he can't talk about it.
No. But there's something. The Mad Ginger, stacked, racked, in the home of Brack.
That's kind of true, yeah. Poor Brack.
Our cute little guy.
He's really old.
Yeah.
And for a rat, he's ancient, and I think he's feeling his age.
Yeah.
So we've been giving him chocolate.
Yeah.
You know what? At that age, don't worry about it, dude. You can have all the chocolate you want.
Unlike cats and dogs, rats are like us, and chocolate makes them happy.
Yeah, as I had mentioned before, they've evolved alongside us so much they preferred cooked food. They don't like eating raw food.
No.
In fact, there's some raw food they can't eat where other animals can.
Yeah.
Thanks, Humble Marty, for purchasing Scars. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you post a review, even more so. But thank you. It's a very meaningful story. Let's see. read this one. This is a question from Eloise.
Is it possible to upload ebooks via Kindle tablet?
No, it isn't. The Kindle reader is just that. It is a reader. You're going to need a web browser.
Yeah.
And actually, you're going to need a web browser, and you're going to need a hard drive, or at least a thumb drive to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Kindle reader is just not equipped for the job.
Not only that,
you can't format it.
Well, I was going to say, now this is something that you can speak to. Is it something that you can just take any old Word document and throw it into Kindle, or a PDF?
We're going to get into that last.
Oh, we're going to get into that last. Okay.
Because
that's going to take a while.
Well, it's less for you and more for me to answer.
Okay.
That's the thing I know about.
Okay.
A lot of these questions Eloise asked are really more on your end.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I wanted you to, when she emailed me, I was like, I can't answer half of these.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, you know what? And plus, the more I thought of it, it's like, geez, everybody wants to know this who's publishing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people in our audience who are writing books, who are interested in doing so. And unfortunately, while the process of getting a book published on Kindle is not that tough, finding out how to do it is.
Yeah.
They don't make it easy.
No. What's the recommended format for uploading ebooks on Amazon? That's for you.
That's for me. The format, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll do that later. Would you recommend having a separate Amazon account? Oh, I already answered that.
No, for selling ebooks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus your personal account.
Yeah,
okay.
I already answered that.
Okay.
Yeah. I said you can, but it's really just if you want to. There's really no downside. But should I open a business account with a bank? What banks would you recommend?
A credit union. No, seriously.
No. Yeah.
Get the hell away from big banks.
Credit unions have better rates. Credit unions historically have better safety nets if something goes wrong. As far as should you open up a separate bank account? Again, are you doing this as an individual, or are you doing this as a business, especially if you get a separate TIN or EIN number? If you get a separate number, yes, definitely have separate bank accounts. You're going to need that because you're going to be filing separate taxes. Now, if you are doing this under your Social Security number, that again is up to you. If you are perfectly fine with having everything go into your normal bank account, and you know that when it comes to tax time, you can keep track of how much money you received. Yes, Amazon will give you 1099s at the end of the year. But if it's easier for you to have everything in one central location, go ahead and do it. If you would rather have all of your money go into a separate bank account and it's easier for you to track it that way, do it that way. Really, it's what's easiest for you. And again, I go back to take at least a basic business course.
Yeah. Or at least read.
Mm-hmm. Business course, read a book, watch one of Nick Cole's videos. There's another book series. There's another author that was really good.
It was Chris Fox.
Chris Fox.
All of Chris Fox's books are very good. I was going to recommend him.
Yeah, and in fact, he is great for making your book, publishing your book, advertising your book, marketing. That's the other thing. Do not tell all your family and your best friends to buy your book.
That is actually the worst thing you can do. And definitely don't tell them to review.
Yeah.
And the reason being is the algorithms are really good. Okay. So let's say you have all your family just gratuitously buy your book to support you. Yes, that will get your numbers up briefly. But it'll also tell the algorithm, oh, these are the kinds of people that read the book. So for instance, let's say your mom primarily likes to read gardening or has bought a lot of gardening books. And you've written, a fantasy adventure, a grimdark fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
The algorithm will think, oh, okay, well, people who like gardening read this shit.
And it will give it to people who do gardening, which of course is going to give you absolutely bunk for numbers. And,
Yeah, and if they leave a review, that even increases the likelihood.
Yeah. So,
definitely don't get grandma to do it unless grandma reads the kind of books you like.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you write a book and you know for a fact your family and friends, they read your genre, that's okay because they read your genre.
Well, more importantly, do they buy?
Yeah. Do they buy your genre?
Because, if it's like this is the only book they ever bought on Amazon, it does nothing for the algorithm.
No. But that is...
Well, actually, I take that back. If this is the first Kindle book they've ever purchased, and everything else is like, tools, or DVDs, the algorithm, oh, okay, well, people who bought this this tool set,
will like this book.
So you got to be careful with that.
Username Ishi. I once had a girlfriend with tits so gigantic her back hurt. Also, Ishi, look at the bazongas on my waifu. Ishi, the writer, the gentleman. Find out more on Jugs.
Actually, I'm going to make a few things clear here. No, I have never dated a woman who was so gigantic her back hurt. Kat is the most stacked woman I've ever dated, just point blank. Second, contrary to popular belief, one of the most gorgeous women I ever dated was a C-cup. So just saying, it's not just tatas, okay? I repeat, one of the most attractive women I ever dated was a C-cup. Okay, let's see.
Victoria says, hello to you, to me and Mr. Boobs.
Mr. Oh God, that can we like change it to like the boob, the alien who likes boobs or something?
I'm just picturing the alien gray head, but where the bug eyes are, there's just the zeros for boob.
I've wrecked my life. This whole attempt, realizing that I needed to go by my middle name, and I was trying to start marketing myself as a fiction writer, not a graphic novel writer. And now I'm just going to be the fucking boob alien. Should I just give up now?
No. We just, change the Ishiro to 2 O's with dots on the end.
Oh, you mean the dots over the eyes?
No, like boobs. Like little nipples. Anyway, Euronin, they're changing what formats they accept. It's streamlined down to PDF, DocX, and EPUB on the Kindle Created file. You can make the ebooks through Kindle Create or Kindle Previewer.
Yeah, Kindle Create and Kindle Previewer are very, very useful. I always use DocX. Now, the thing is that we were going to get into this later, but we've already brought it up. Formatting. Okay, you cannot just go on and upload a PDF or a DocX or an EPUB. That will be disastrous. There is very specific guidelines that you need to stick to. Also, for formatting, you need to learn styles. Now, there's a very specific way the styles are arranged to the style sheets to make sure that it all functions correctly. It's not hard to do. You've just got to learn to do it. Now, instead of walking you through it, I'm going to recommend a book to everyone, and it's called Kindle Word to Kindle Formatting Magic. Okay? And it's specifically how to format your book from MS Word or Office to appear on Kindle without glitches. Also, the book previewer in the store doesn't function the same way as the actual file. So this book will tell you how to make it read both on the store correctly and on the Kindle Reader. Now,
Chris is missing an R.
Okay.
There we go.
And this book is the best one I've seen. It's walks you right through it. step by step. And I've even made my own template, which I suppose I could try and share somewhere. But this book, and it has a chapter in it. I would suggest you just read it up. Let me put it this way. It'll tell you how to do graphics. It'll tell you how to do the cover. It'll tell you how to set things up in Kindle format, how to avoid glitches. And again, it's all very easy to understand. So that's my recommendation. And it's much easier to read it because you can keep going back to reference it, rather than listening to it on a show or watching a how-to video.
Mm-hmm.
Really, the one thing I would suggest is once you set up the styles.
Marvel says it's not available on Kindle.
What? Word to Kindle format.
Oh, okay.
Did I forget a word?
You put a
Windle.
W where K is.
Oh, shit. Well, that's well, isn't it? Let's try again, shall we? Should I put myself in a timeout?
Why?
Just because I don't know.
haven't been naughty. Now, if you had replaced a word with something else, then maybe. Of course, maybe you'd get a cookie for that.
What's the best format? I like using Word docx because it allows the most control. In fact, what I like to use is do everything in Office, use the docx file, then once you're ready, you take it into what's the tool? I want to make sure I name it correctly first. Where did I place it? Things have been moving around on my screen. The hell? It's the Kindle formatting program.
Oh, I have a question. What if I want to put illustrations in my book?
It's very limited how you do it. But there are very specific rules you have to follow. They're always a JPEG, and there are sizing issues, and you have to place it as a paragraph into the file. But this book I'm recommending will tell you how to do it. Okay, yeah, it's what you do. The way that I get it to work is I will do everything I can in Word. Then I'll put it into a program that you can download free called Kindle Create, and it's on the Amazon site. You download that, and that will actually let you go through and do formatting like quotes, photos. It'll let you insert graphics, and it'll do it in a way that cooperates very well with the Kindle Reader. Then you just upload it to Amazon, and you're good to go.
Cool. Now, would you recommend, like as you're writing, you do formatting, or do you recommend?
No. Actually, I would suggest write your book, do all of your edits, do everything. Once it is ready to go, once it is ready to publish, click in the style. Well, there's two ways to do this. You could either do clear styles, essentially clearing all the formatting, or you copy your file, you put it into Notebook so that it's just the raw text. Then you put it into a new Word file and format it so that there are no other, it's not contaminated with any other code or any other formatting that might conflict.
Cool. And another question. Does Kindle allow you to select what section you want as a preview?
I don't know, actually. I've never bothered with that.
I think it does. I know the last time I published something through Kindle, it asked page what through what you wanted to put up. You had max 30 pages. I think you could put up as a sample. I usually said between 10 and 15 pages and tried to bypass all of the credits pages. Fizchozo, to unqualified.
Oh, this isn't about Kindle. Okay, never mind.
Chicken Sith, this sci-fi epic is clearly geared for the Martha Stewart crowd. So that's the new Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Unqualified. Agree 1000% about credit unions over banks. Big banks are trash. Get with a good, reputable local credit union. You will not regret it.
Yeah, banks are just getting worse and worse, and they'll dick you around.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll make mistakes.
Yeah.
Accidentally, supposedly.
Yeah.
Accidentally on purpose, like not closing your account.
Yeah.
Oh, J. Opie Finney. Oh, God. I'm so fucked. Okay, let's see.
Well, you could have that, the final page, the afterword is just all your nicknames.
Oh, God. Okay, formatting an ebook, yes, it is way different than formatting a book for print. Apparently,
completely different.
There is a way to set everything up in InDesign and then format it for Kindle. I haven't played with that though, and I kind of think you're setting yourself up for errors.
I just know when I was learning InDesign.
Well, that's a long time ago. It's changed drastically.
It has changed drastically, but I just remember, that setting. They told us flat out, don't use the Kindle setting in InDesign.
Okay.
They said that at the time they said it's getting there, but it's not there. Don't use it, and I don't know if it's gotten there yet. Adobe is weird, so.
I would also mention that I do all the cover art for my own books, and if you want me to do
his services are for hire.
Yes, I am for hire for doing cover art, and I tend to be very, very reasonable.
Just look at the cover for Whispers from the Abyss Volume 1.
Yeah, I did Whispers from the Abyss Volume 1. I've done the cover art for both Scars and Death War Grease Paint. Trying to think if there's anything else specifically I can point out.
Sadist Bible.
Oh, yeah, I did the cover for Sadist Bible and The Last Echo.
Yeah.
So I'm very pleased with that cover. I hope that does well. Let's see. Jessica Rabbit Finney. God damn.
Hey, I remember very clearly in first grade chatting with one of my friends, and the two of us were talking about how we wanted to be Jessica Rabbit, both of us, for Halloween. So, and we were both talking about the finer points of how exactly to get that boobtastic look when we were 7 years old. So.
Well, it looks like that's it. Okay, here we go.
Marty, how do you work with the SEO to make sure the book reaches its target audience? My book got targeted to kids stuff. My book is kind of adult with the air fried chicken pirate. Well, it could be what we were talking about earlier, where if you had...
What's the book's title, by the way?
That too.
Ask me. Post it. I want to see what the title is. One thing I want to open up to is I'm thinking about starting a P.O. box and reviewing anything you guys send me. Because I think, I've got a decent reach, I guess, anywhere between, 35 to 75 people will listen.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can give a book a boost, that would be good. So I might start doing that. But anyway.
And we have 2 post offices within walking distance. So.
But the way to make sure your book gets marketed correctly is first the genres. You can pick, 3? One primary and 2 secondary.
Correct. And then not only that,
Keywords.
then the keywords and then the algorithms will also find you more genres. That's the other thing. Watch what categories your book is showing up in, because Amazon will show you on the page the top 3 categories your book is showing up in. And then you can look farther and see all the categories that your book is showing up in. And it's just based on the algorithms. And that's fun because categories you might not expect, but are your target audience, your book could skyrocket in and you didn't even think that it was a category. So,
Ishi, will you review Opie stories? Sure, absolutely. Why not? One thing though, none of that lolly manga stuff. You send me a lolly, that's going in the trash. I like grown women. Just saying.
Not like a vampire bun.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. That was kind of creepy.
Bar 1. Okay, off topic. Look up Bunny GIF on Twitch.
I don't have Twitch.
She could be a good interview for the writer's guide. Don't have Twitch. My Twitch is there only so that I can get free shit for Warframe.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really use it.
Okay. Let's see if something comes up.
He's looking it up.
Oh, her. Yeah, I know this cosplayer. Well, I'm familiar with this cosplayer. Is she cool? I tend to avoid cosplayers because they're drama queens, but if she's cool, sure, I'll interview her. I mean, Penny Underbust used to be, I used to be friends with her, and then I don't know what happened. You and I both kind of knew her, and then by the time she got to San Diego, I don't know what happened. Bye-bye.
I don't want to say, and because
lithium. That's what I say.
Lithium, yes.
Take lithium.
Lithium is your friend.
I honestly think that's the issue.
No lithium.
I think she's bipolar. But
yes.
I think that's the issue. I think that's why there was just the sudden personality change.
Yeah, I would agree. And
hi, Star Storyteller.
Actually, considering what was going on with her life, I wouldn't doubt it if she had to stop some of her medication because of other reasons and decided not to go back.
That, and I just really can't get behind the OnlyFans thing. Yeah, no. I don't know. She went from being very well adjusted to doing some really unhealthy stuff.
Chicken says the chat has derailed.
Yes, it has. Well, we've gotten through all the questions. Okay. So it's perfectly fine. We'll chat for another, 10 minutes?
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
And then we're going to have a movie night with your cousin.
Yes, movie and barbecue.
And that's another thing. If some of you are in the Arizona area or willing to make the drive, we want to do movie nights.
Yeah. By the way, I did see that Trenton was in the chat. Trenton, I've been meaning to either text you or give you a call. So, hey, dude, hope all is well.
Okay, so that cosplayer is a Texan. Well, that actually is a good sign.
Yeah.
That's an excellent sign. Okay.
Is she in Austin?
Yeah. But, Crowder's in Austin, so not all of them,
True.
Actually, I think Alex Jones is too, but...
Oh, is he?
Or he's on the outskirts.
Okay. I just remember,
He said he would eat his neighbor's ass if it came down to it.
Good man.
He'd cook it and eat it.
Good man. Pork. I just remember a long ass time ago in high school, I would watch the ASPCA's cop show that was on Animal Planet. And one of the groups that they would follow was in Austin. And it was funny because you'd go from deep suburbia and then one block, you're in banjo country. It was so weird.
Okay, let's get through a few of these because suddenly an actual writer thing came up. And
okay.
I want to answer before this. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what's the difference between Kindle and Comixology for digital comics? Do you guys know?
Do you know?
Yes, actually. The answer is nothing. In fact, stick to Kindle. Comixology, I swear that is a beast that is just limping, and they keep it there because they inherited it.
Isn't it if it's on Kindle, it'll show up on Comixology? Or
Pretty well, it's pretty much. But the thing is both will show up on Amazon. And they tried to have it separate, but the interface for Comixology is shit.
It's gotten a little better.
Not really. The system for figuring out whether or not you've been paid or not is like awful.
And furthermore, the people who run Comixology thought it would be a good idea to pay mags to make a exclusive title for their service.
Yeah.
So they're morons.
No, just really, you can use Comixology. There's nothing wrong with using Comixology. It's just, why use Comixology when Kindle is a platform that is supported, has a good interface, has a lot of videos and programs and tutorials and things within the system to help you, and you have access to Amazon's live tech support. Oh my fucking God, they've got live tech support now. Why do that when you've got that? So that's all.
Read this one. I like this.
Where are we going? We don't need topicality.
Where we're going, we don't need topicality.
There you go. Neostar, can you recommend a source for scripting comics?
Yeah, me. I have never found a book for scripting comics that I thought was adequate. Larry Young.
I see your next book.
Yeah, maybe I should. Larry Young did a decent one, I guess. But that was a long time ago. Really, for the time being, why don't you email me the questions you have and I'll answer them? Other than that, I would say, give me a second. It's the Daredevil book.
Oh. By Frank Miller?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one.
Yeah, that is kind of the Daredevil book. Which one? Ishii is looking at his bookshelves. He will return momentarily. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Frank Miller's Daredevil Born Again is excellent because what you can do. End broadcast? What the hell?
No, to end broadcast.
Oh, why did that just pop up like that? Anyway, Frank Miller's Born Again is excellent because it shows how he scripts comics. There's no one way to do it. The basic way is you can do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, panel thing, and then you've got description, dialogue, and it's similar to a screenplay. That's the most basic. Which I can talk about. Just send me your questions on it. But the cool thing about the Frank Miller book is at the back, you see how the book was scripted, and it shows the process of how they did it, in that Frank Miller allowed the artist a lot of freedom. So it'll give you a sense of different ways of scripting. I'm not saying you have to do it the Frank Miller way, but you'll learn a lot reading it.
Didn't Matt Wagner say something similar?
Yeah, he did. But you read the story and then you can look at the back of the book and see how it was scripted.
True.
And you even see notes scribbled onto it, and that's very useful. The way I work myself, and we'll do a show on this real quickly, what I'll do is I'll write just a straight ahead rough breakdown of, this happens dialogue, just for me. Then I'll break it down into panels, and then I'll do my own layout.
What did you think of, or is it useful to get the Powers script book?
It was okay. The problem with the Powers script book is, while it is a great example of showing you how to do the panel 1, description, dialogue, panel 2, description, dialogue. It will show you how to do that format. On the other hand, I am sorry, Bendis is not a good scriptwriter. You look at what he's done, and he breaks so many rules that should never be broken. You see ones where it's like there is way too much dialogue on a page, and you see the page after you see the script page, and you see the drawing of the actual finished product. And it's like, where'd the art go? This might as well be a goddamn novel. This is like a bunch of words and balloons with people hidden behind them. So that's not, you don't want to do that.
Speaking of which, is there a rule about how many words should be per panel or per page?
The general rule is 150 words, I believe, is the maximum. Now I can break that rule, but I can break that rule because I'm good and I do my own layouts, which means I can place where the speech bubbles are so that the artist can work around them. And I know that I don't crowd the panels. But generally, and there are other tricks as well, but generally 150 words. And there are ways around that. But seriously, send me your questions and I'll do a show on it. I really want to get back to that anyway. Frankly, I need to get Buddy Lord back on.
Yeah.
Especially now that he's made a comic. I bet he has a lot to share in the learning process.
Yeah.
Okay, this one.
Username. I'm ordering Story by Dave McKee. It's oriented towards screenwriting, but I guess the core abilities might transfer to novels, stories, or comic books. Any thoughts?
Yeah, actually, it's a great book for learning theory, the theory of storytelling. The scripting part, not so much, because you really should not approach a comic as a movie script, because they are so different. They are so absolutely different, and they're not storyboards with speech bubbles. That is such a bad way to approach it, and I wish that idea had not taken hold.
Oh, that's Hollywood's own fault with that. Well, no, okay, I take that back. My theory, I don't know for a fact, but my theory is the fact that the Wachowskis did their storyboards for The Matrix as basically a manga. And somebody along the line got the idea of, hey, comics are basically storyboards.
And they are not.
Because I swear right after that came out, that's how they did their storyboards. People hit the ground with comics equal storyboards.
I'm planning on publishing a graphic novel on Amazon, but the book is aimed at kids and has high quality art. Will they buy it? That's a really vague question. I mean,
well, really, it's how are you going to market it? What age demographic? What's it titled? There's specific
Let
ways
me put it this way.
There is specific ways to tag it for under 18. I know.
Here's the thing. The question you're asking is basically the question that we've been asking forever. It's like, how do you make sure a book's going to be bought? If we knew that, books would be flying off the shelf. That really the best thing you can do is make a book that has a pre-existing audience and market the shit out of it. Really, that's the best thing you can do. And I mean, that's very simple, but learning how to market is very hard, especially right now, because everything's changing.
Yeah, I know the strategy before had been find every magazine, web show, podcast, YouTube channel, find everybody under the sun that reviews books in your genre and shotgun it to hell to everything. And, because the more people that are talking about you, the better. That actually doesn't seem to be the case anymore, really.
We can do an episode on marketing and we could talk about it and how it's changed, because right now, everything's in such flux. There's nobody can really tell you.
Yeah.
The answer is there is no known technique right now, because everything is changing.
I will tell you that Publishers Weekly still will accept books, digital books as well as physical books from creators. You make an account with them, it's free, they will accept them. That doesn't mean you're going to get a review.
And that's getting less and less important.
Mm-hmm.
With the media being so woke, it's not your readership. Really, that's the problem. The people that are actually still buying mainstream reviews and watching mainstream entertainment review programs aren't going to buy your book because it's all woke garbage.
Well, really, it's not so that those readers read the review, because quite frankly that's not going to happen. It's you do that so that you can get a pull quote so you can put it on your Amazon thing, because that is the thing, is getting pull quotes from places or from people, especially
people is better than places.
You can put those quotes into the descriptors of your book on Amazon, and that will help sales. So I would say if there are authors that you like or authors that you know and you want a pull quote from them, ask them if they can read it and give you a pull quote, and tell them I'm going to use it on my website and I'm going to use it on Amazon.
Pull quotes from a name author are far more valuable than a review from like Publishers Weekly.
Yeah.
By like a lot. She may have a cluster B personality. I don't even know what that means, Pickles. You have to tell me next time we talk.
That's a new one.
I need a genre word for metapunk that doesn't have the word punk in it, because there are too many punk genres. Metapunk. Oh God, there was a word for that. Jeff Noon was using it for a while.
Oh.
Was it whimsy something or surreal? I'll have to look into that. Yeah, although it never hurts to create your own genre name.
Philip K. Dick, Drugland.
Oh, that was new wave.
Yeah.
Yet nothing to do with the 80s music. If you don't have one, there are a lot of cheap projectors that are great for outdoor movie nights. We were actually thinking of inviting people into our living room, but we could do it in the backyard.
We've got the wall space.
We've got enough. Yeah, that is the best thing about this house, other than the garage. Is that backyard was we lucked out. That was very fortunate.
Mm-hmm. We have bamboo in our backyard.
I have not finished Macross Plus I Spy Guy, and the reason being is if I watch it, I'll want to get back to writing Titanium Rain, and I can't do that while I'm thinking about boobs. I got to finish the boob book first.
You got to finish the boob book, and you got to finish your Jack Tale. And
Machine Child and boobs are right now the top priority.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, we're gonna have to call it a night, guys. God, it's getting interesting too. Shit.
Well, I don't know how late we're going to go tonight for movies, but there's always a Sunday Nothing show.
Yeah, we could pick it up there. Yeah, the chat's getting awesome.
And I've got artwork to that I can show off. My bookshelves are finally done and all chained up. For those of you who don't know what I mean, just check my Instagram. Bendis doesn't know where he's going before he starts typing. He has no inner cinematographer from Chicken Sith.
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. He has no sense of visual storytelling.
That's actually the worst.
Yeah. Bendis got by alone from having some clever ideas and great dialogue for a while.
Like Joss Whedon?
I guess that's a fair comparison to some degree, except it was more gritty. He had some good ideas. Then he went bonkers.
Yeah.
He's all woke and shit. He adopted a black girl, and now it's just all about girl power.
Alan Moore has nothing to teach you about writing comics.
You're correct, sir. And don't script like him anyway. It's the worst way to script.
Is Alan Moore one of those writers where like he actually does like the exact angle that the pencil is at on the desk that's in the background of a thumbnail panel?
That's a great comparison.
Paul,
Bendis does write stage plays. Don't script script like him.
I remember an issue of Ultimate Spider-Man in which there was a 2-page spread of alternating headshots just having a conversation.
There's a way to do that and have it not suck, because I've done it.
Yeah, you have done it. Not like Tom King, who had like floating Momenshans heads on a plain background.
All right, everyone. I really don't want to go because the chat's getting awesome. Trenton, let's hang out. Let me know next time you're around.
You can chat for another 10, 15 minutes max. She's not supposed to be here till 6:30.
Yeah, but I got things I need to take care of.
Oh, okay.
Chicken Sit, email me your address. I'll send you a patch. Cat's bondage bookcase. All right, guys, gotta go. Neon Star, basically think of Alan Moore as the comic book version of L. Ron Hubbard.
Yes.
He went from being a writer to essentially a cult leader.
Only with a lot more drugs.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everyone.